In today's video, we're talking about the psychology of money again, written by Housel. We're covering chapters 16 to 18. So if that chat hasn't been on your list, read the book on yourself, have the reflection from the first video, or watch it on its own. My name is Nina, and on Latest Mental, I discover a more simplified lifestyle, sometimes financial aspect, which one of the videos we are talking about now. So without further ado, let's start with chapter 16, You and Me. This focused truly on a very easy example that not everyone's choice or horizon or goals they want to do will really be the same for me. Let's say we have three different kind of traders or investment. Someone that is a day trader, a short term, let's say 5 years, and a long term 30 years. The same stock can have different lessons or approaches for all of these three. A day trader cares maybe how much he can sell in the day and how much you can get out of it. Someone in 5 years, a short-term list, wants to have the most interest and money gain in the 5 years. And the last one, in 30 years, a lot of things can happen. So he cares more about the long term or the stock, how is he's going to develop. So with that being said, each individual person has different kind of goals to their own needs. And if we're copying things or even sometimes techniques from someone that is investing another way than you truly are, you're hurting your progress a lot. You're taking in the information from the pool of a general term of investing, or even completely the opposite of what you truly want by following something that will not benefit your situation or that you want to grow with. So it's truly necessary that you are going to narrow it down. What is it that I want? Do I want to have a long-term solution? Do I not care about the inflation in 1 or 2 years? Or is it exactly today that I need to know and make the decision that will impact what I want? So figuring out what is it what you want, follow that person that is an expert in that, mentoring you for the best way. We have to adjust individually, find the path that suits us. Number 17 is the seduction of pessimism. What does that really mean? So if we're saying it in short term, is that the pessimism seems more realistic or even high educated than optimism. Optimism are more than likely everything will be fine, but that doesn't mean that you're naive. But at the same time, the pessimism has such a big waste on society and the way we perceive information. When it comes to stock, if we are getting the news, okay, it's 1% off, we're like, oh, that's great, that's perfect. But more than likely, the news are going to be more about the decrease in the value. It was 1% down, so in the minus. And that is the way where the news lies. And that we can say even for general news and global news. The negative ones, the disaster, the wars even, they are the ones that are so often bombarded to us. They're sticking with us. And I find this is not a good approach. More people follow something that is not perfect or like in a perfectly framed picture, everything will be fine. And we can also really make a big approach in our own life. Let's say if you're going through a breakup, if someone says to you, oh, yeah, everything will be fine, in that moment you're the grief or for whatever reason that breakup is happening, you're not feeling fine, you feel terrible and misleading. But if another friend says, hey, look, Nina, I know at the moment it's very hard to deal with, and if I can anything that supports this journey, I will do so, and don't feel the need to just gulp or swallow your sore and have a happy face. More than likely, you will tend to that second friend and say, hey, look, she really appreciated my feelings, and yeah, she said it was getting better. But still, there are going to be days, weeks, months where you don't feel that way, which is also okay. And that will make our perception of words or news more than likely to follow, because it's not something that we follow with an idealistic way of everything is sunshine and rainbows. And the most biggest aspect that I want to bring for this seduction of pessimism is, if it's positive, it's good. If it's more or less not really related to us, we don't really care. Only then, when it's in a negative way introduced in your life or forced that you have to take actions or certain routes, then you truly care. If it's positive, great, it's perfect for me. Negative, oh no, I have to change something, or why am I now in this situation? It's the same with capitalism. It's the same with the wages are going up. It's the same with inflation. As long as it doesn't really affect us, we're fine with it, no matter if it's negative or positive. But when it reaches that stage where it truly affects our own way, then we really listen. And Morgan was also giving a very nice example, and I want to bring that now in here. He was saying when the first plane was created and they made their tests and saying like, hey, we have a flying object, some people just saw it as a war tool and that's it, they moved on. Some even didn't even believe it, and just later in history and the way it was planned, it came from a luxury item to a more middle class way of transporting goods, and only then people say, oh, I think that's truly realistic, or it's gonna happen that everyday people can use it. And nowadays planes are used in so many ways for luxury, for everyday travels, to connect people. Economy and worldwide shipping as such is possible through that. But many times ago, when it was truly fresh and new, people didn't believe it or thought it was just not how it's gonna work. It's just gonna be that war tool and no one saw the potential. So it's that pessimism of how something originates. They didn't even see it for themselves till one or two events happened in that time frame. Moving on to chapter 18, when you believe anything. Very dangerous. But with that being said, I want to just start off, why are we not learning from history? Is one of the most common phrases that he was using in that chapter. The reason for is we have so many sources of information and we truly should know better to operate on a society, capitalism, certain predictions. But that's not always the case. And if we bring it down to individuals and our own life, it is we think we know way more than we actually do. And that's quite dangerous. We have a perception, or even the way we are raised, we have certain ideological things that the way have to be, even gender roles as such, whatever we are going to expose ourselves as information, we are more than likely to believe. And nowadays with social media, with any kind of sources, that we're more than likely believing what everyone talks in a short, or it sticks a little bit more in our mind, and that will be narrowed down to our knowledge that we gain and the way we perceive the world, which is dangerous. And more than likely, in our own humble opinion, we have to say we know way less than we think. We have the perception that we truly know and think sincerely. We're all known, or we know kind of how the world operates. There comes the dangerous thing. More than likely, we are not approaching the things that we are not sure of. We just kind of make a post stamp on it, okay, I think that's kind of how it is. But it comes also down to a psychologically way, with the resources and information that we have in our brain and the way we are surrounded from our environment. Our brain needs to make sense of it. So it gathers kind of these little informations and little nets and threads and make a story about it. And with that narrowed down information, it will create a solution, and good it is. The thought was done, and that's how we should move on with it. It can also be dangerous that when we're letting other people decide what is truly true and not think, what are these people really saying? Does it make sense? Do I align with that? And this is with all the information we have nowadays, bombarded with it. And think about that, like a 10-year-old or your 10-year-old mindset was definitely not the same as you have now. Things are more on a different and basic level. So at a 10-year-old, you know your mom is going to bring you food. Cuddles means, safe space. And maybe your father is going for work. That means, no playtime. So with the information that she has, or your own 10-year-old self, it will build a narrative of the situation. And that has nothing to do with being naive or not feeling, but it's just the resources that 10-year-old being is capable of deciding. So our brain wants to have logic behind why something happens. So it builds a situation that we know, we are familiar with, and we can just move on with new things that we explore. explore. By just stepping back or reflecting more than often about the way you perceive things or why you are so certain of something. And what helped me here and there is to reflect, if I would be in a debate, what would be the pros and cons for this decision? And religion maybe can be a topic that you're very passionate about, or any kind of theory that you might believe, and what is the reason that led you to that strong passion about it. Let me know. And truly, I think we're almost at the end. I think that's the second last video I'm gonna make about the psychology of money, and if that hadn't made you curious, my name is Nina, and on Latest Mental I discover a more simplified lifestyle, sometimes financial aspect, which one of the videos we are talking about now, which is great to remember. Leave me a comment. I'm always loving to hear from you, your thoughts or any other suggestion about this. Yeah, so till then, have a good time. Bye.